Hey, got a new shirt on today. I realized yesterday I wore the same shirt I wore the day before. And that's because the struggle. I do laundry. Let me compose myself. As I was walking out the house, they had a preview of Draft Day on. For those of you who've never seen the trailer, Draft Day is a new Kevin Costner vehicle about, I don't know, drafting as the Cleveland Browns. I've never seen the movie. I've only seen the trailer. But I'm sitting there wondering, like, what historical event could they be trying to portray as, like, dramatic with the Cleveland Browns? Like, whatever Kevin Costner did that day, or whoever he's portraying, it has to be a work of has to be a work of fiction, because the Browns ain't win shit. No matter what he did, it didn't give him a winning season. When was the last time the Browns had a winning season? Was I even born? I don't know. I don't watch football, but I know the Browns suck because I have a buddy who's from Ohio. Love the Cleveland Browns. I used to have a little Toyota Camry, and that Camry had Browns plastered all over it. Yeah. It is what it is, dude. It is what it is. The big thing I'm thinking about is, like, how the hell can Kevin Costner be a troubled wanderer that has a lot of fighting skill in a movie called Draft Day? If you ever watched a Kevin Costner movie, Waterworld, he's a loner that has a troubled past, and he wants to be by himself. Postman, loner, troubled past, can fight. What is it? Bodyguard, troubled past, can fight. What, Dances with Wolves? A Waller, troubled past, can fight. It just goes on and on. I don't know. It's looking like it's going to rain. I don't know if you can see this. So we're going to try to get this walk done as fast as we can. You know, every time I get to this point in the walk, this is about 1.7 miles in when I'm talking to you. Every time I get to this point in the walk, I start to think about how freaking cool it is not to have back pain. Dude, for the last damn near 6 years, well, you gotta give or take a couple months, I've had, I wouldn't call it a agonizing pain. It's not the kind of pain that's going to stop you from doing anything. It's kind of like having, well, like a day like today. A day like today, my back would act up something fierce because it's going to rain. Something about the weather would always mess with my back. And every time I ever stood up to do whatever, it'd be an unenjoyable experience. It'd be uncomfortable. And then if you started moving, like, say, picking stuff up, getting dressed, Lord forbid actually doing anything called work, it would feel like somebody was cutting you. It almost felt like you had like a piece of hot plate was in your back, and it was moving ever so slightly every time you move. And it sucked. It did. And you kind of get used to using it as an excuse. Well, I can't do this because of my back. Can't do that because of my back. But I've been pain-free for 2 months now. Pain-free. It took me about 3.5 weeks of walking, and all the pain in my back went away. Every bit of it. It's not like I have ever even hurt my back. And to me, that's amazing. But I'm not feeling as upbeat as I could be today, mainly because one, it's Labor Day, I think. Yeah, it's Labor Day. And we had hamburgers. And I had 2 hamburgers. And like, it was the first time I've gorged myself. I think that's the word I want to use. In about a week and a half. And it doesn't give me a good feeling no more. It gives me a almost feeling. It's not like, oh, the world sucks. It's just like, fuck, dude, this is miserable. I don't know. Just when you eat something that's delicious and you eat it in a good portion, you don't get that feeling. But when you eat something that's delicious in a large portion, it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how he got out here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but he's in a world of trouble. You can't really see him, but there's a line of ants coming for him. Survival of the fittest. I mean, he caught my attention the way he was wriggling. I originally thought it was like a little baby snake, and now I just think it's a worm. It's kind of hard to tell when they're real little. But the way he was wriggling like a snake, I thought, oh, cool! Look, there's a snake, and it's just a worm. I remember a group of guys found a whole bunch of worms. They went digging for them, and they got a whole bunch of baby snakes, and they end up getting poisoned. So maybe people want me to do that. I don't have any update on Brooke. I haven't talked to Grandma. He's not home yet. He's still in the hospital. I don't think he's going to die. At least not right now. And I'm hoping that this is a wake-up call for him. I mean, my brother's hospital stay wasn't a wake-up call for him at all. Bad shit happened as soon as he got out of the hospital, and that's the shit I've been dealing with. But old Brooke, he maybe this will be what tells him, like, I'm the worst person in the world. I'm enabled. I'm a little bit of an enabler for Brooke, because like every time he'd drink a beer and Grandma get onto him, I'd be like, well, addiction's addiction. You're gonna slip from time to time, but the thing with Brooke is he slipped all the time. Every day was a slip, and there was no accountability there. Hopefully this wakes him up. It does for some people it doesn't. Some people are just done with life, and I feel like Brooke might be just done with life, because I don't think he's happy in his situation. I don't think he's happy being what he is. I don't think he's happy with his health. I don't think he's happy that he can't even do things he normally could do. I remember 3 years ago, I think it might be 3 years, it might be a little less, our refrigerator went out. This is when Shalene lived with me. And I had to go get a new refrigerator. So instead of going and buying a $1,500 refrigerator, I decided to buy a $200 refrigerator off of Craigslist. Good refrigerator. So what happened was, I had to go pick it up. And if you never moved a refrigerator, have no example of, the problem with a refrigerator is it's very heavy. I mean, a good refrigerator is going to weigh you somewhere along the ballparks of 150, 200 pounds. Might be even 300 pounds on some of the bigger models. What do you have? I think Molly's got something big bringing us to it. But, and Brooke was able to pick up the engine part of the refrigerator and get it up to the bed of the truck. And this was a big truck. My truck doesn't have stock tires on it. It's got big, 33-inch tires on it. It sits a little higher than normal. So the bed's a little higher than normal. But you don't have a squirrel, do you? I'm going to show you this. That's Molly. And she has something in her mouth. and it has a tail on it. I'm hoping it's like a stuffed animal, or it might, because it might be a squirrel. She might have called her a squirrel. I'm gonna try to walk and talk at the same time because it's getting dark out, and I don't like being on the road at night, mainly because I don't have any kind of reflective vest or anything like that, and people like to drink and drive around here. But he could lift to the end. I mean, granted, the end of that refrigerator could be anywhere from between 90 to 150 pounds. Picking up 100 pounds is a feat. I mean, just because you can do it doesn't mean everybody can. I mean, or at any point in my life. I probably couldn't pick a 150 pound refrigerator up right now. But at one point in my life, I could grab 2 buckets of mortar, which weigh 90 pounds apiece, and take them up 4 or 5 flights of steps all night. Just different situations. But Brooke, the other day, he helped me I have this this ratcheting set. Oh, well, it's like the name escapes me. It's like a tie down that you can ratchet, and it got tangled up. So I had him go out there and sit down with me, and I untangled it. And him just walking out there and sitting down got him to the point where he was exhausted. Like he can't regulate his temperature. He's always cold. Dude, he is a shadow of the person he was 2 years ago. Shadow. And I've seen a lot of people do it that way, dude. They're healthy 1 year, and next time you see them, they're on death's bed. I remember Bill Watts, who's my grandmother's ex-husband. Bill Watts, she got back with him after my grandfather died, but he had a drinking problem too. And like when he fell, it went. He fell. One week we were watching Death Wish 3, eating moon pies. Next week his body can't hold water. Had to wrap his legs up with like bandages. And like 2 weeks later, dog, he was done. He was in his grave. I guess, I don't know. I say if I'm faced with a life or death situation, I would change at a more rapid pace. But I am faced with a life or death situation. I didn't change forever. I mean, it took guilt to get me to change. But I don't think Brooke has guilt. I don't know what Brooke has left. I'm just hoping it changes. That's all I'm saying. I'll see you guys tomorrow.